Today our topic is the art of accepting death, Stoic wisdom. Life is a journey, and every journey must come to an end. Death is the one thing that is certain for all of us, yet it is often the thing we fear the most. The Stoic philosophers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius believed that accepting death is not just a part of life, but a key to living well. They taught that by understanding and embracing the inevitability of death, we can free ourselves from fear, live more fully, and find peace in the present moment. Let us explore this wisdom and see how it can help us live better lives. First, let us talk about why death is so frightening for many people. For some, it is the unknown, what happens after we die. For others, it is the fear of losing everything they have worked for, the relationships they cherish, or the experiences they love. But the Stoics remind us that death is not something to be feared. It is a natural part of life, just like birth, growth, and aging. Everything that is born must die. This is the way of nature. By accepting this truth, we can stop wasting our energy on fear and instead focus on living a meaningful life. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." He meant that we often spend our lives worrying about things we cannot control, like death, instead of focusing on what we can control, how we live. Death is inevitable, but how we live is up to us. When we accept that our time is limited, we can start to appreciate each moment and make the most of it. We can stop procrastinating, stop wasting time on things that do not matter, and start living with purpose. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his personal journal, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." This is a powerful reminder that life is short, and we should not take it for granted. We do not know how much time we have, so we should use it wisely. Instead of waiting for the right time to pursue our dreams or be kind to others, we should do it now. Death is always near, and it can come at any moment. Accepting this fact can motivate us to live with urgency and integrity. The Stoics also teach us that death is not something to be avoided or ignored, but something to be contemplated regularly. They called this practice Memento, Mori, which means remember, you must die. This is not meant to make us sad or fearful, but to remind us of the preciousness of life. When we remember that our time is limited, we are more likely to appreciate the people we love, the beauty of the world, and the opportunities we have. It helps us stay grounded and focused on what truly matters. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "Death is nothing terrible, but the fear of death is terrible." He believed that it is not death itself that hurts us, but our fear of it. When we are afraid of death, we are not truly free. We are held back by our anxieties and worries. But when we accept death as a natural part of life, we can let go of that fear and live with courage and confidence. This does not mean that we should seek death or be reckless with our lives, but that we should not let the fear of death control us. One way to practice this acceptance is to think about the impermanence of everything. The Stoics remind us that everything in life is temporary: our possessions, our relationships, even our own bodies. Nothing lasts forever. When we understand this, we can stop clinging to things and start appreciating them for what they are. We can enjoy the present moment without worrying about losing it. This is a powerful way to find peace and happiness. Another Stoic practice is to focus on what we can control. Death is not something we can control, but how we live is. We can choose to live with virtue, kindness, and courage. We can choose to make a positive impact on the world and the people around us. When we focus on these things, we can find meaning and fulfillment even in the face of death. The Stoics believe that living a virtuous life is the highest good, and that it is something we can achieve no matter what happens to us. It is also important to remember that death is a part of the cycle of life. Just as the seasons change and the sun rises and sets, life and death are interconnected. Without death, there could be no new life. The Stoics saw this as a beautiful and natural process. They believed that by accepting death, we can align ourselves with nature and live in harmony with the world around us. This perspective can help us find peace and acceptance, even in difficult times. Finally, the Stoics teach us that death is not the end of everything. While they did not focus on what happens after death, they believed that the way we live our lives has a lasting impact. Our actions, our words, and our choices can continue to influence the world even after we are gone. By living a good and virtuous life, we can leave a positive legacy and make a difference in the lives of others. This is a powerful way to find meaning and purpose, even in the face of death. In conclusion, the art of accepting death is not about giving up or losing hope. It is about embracing the reality of life and finding peace in the present moment. The Stoic philosophers teach us that by accepting death, we can free ourselves from fear, live with purpose, and find meaning in our lives. They remind us to appreciate the time we have, to focus on what we can control, and to live with virtue and integrity. Death is not something to be feared, but something to be understood and accepted. When we do this, we can live more fully and find peace in our hearts. So let us remember the wisdom of the Stoics and embrace the art of accepting death, not as an end, but as a part of the beautiful and natural cycle of life.